Alright, hello. Thought I might as well do something a bit different. The tier list. Well, different for me anyway. So, I'm going to start off at the bottom here with what I believe are the worst divisions. That's why they're under dire. And without a doubt, this is for 1v1 games. Without a doubt, the 52nd, they've got to be the worst division in 1v1. They just got almost no anti-tank or poor anti-tank in phase A. They got no tanks in A. Then you get 3 recon panthers in B, and that's all the armor you have for 20 minutes. You get better AT guns in B phase, but yeah, for 1v1 they're really poor. But I would recommend trying them because it could be a lot of fun. I used to play a game where it's like, how long can I last? Can I get past 20 minutes? Can I get to 30 minutes with them? And you can play games like that with them. And yeah, so even though you're losing, you feel like you're progressing if you manage to get past a certain time limit. Depending on the matchup, just tell yourself, I've got to last until this number of minutes. See what you can do. Can be fun. They do have some good units in it. They got some Falsenjäger in there, believe it or not. But they're poor. And P is for poo poo, because this is poo poo. Canadians are down here because the kangaroos are too expensive. I've never been overly fond of particularly good with Shermans. This is probably more of a personal preference. I just feel like they're lacking. They've got okay air, the infantry's a bit meh, the tanks are a bit they just don't seem to have anything that does anything. Even the off-map, they've got a big boom off-map, but it's kind of like you spend a ton of points on it and sometimes it hits nothing. The spread of the fire is just awful. But yeah, I don't like them. I really don't like them at all. They don't do much for me. You've got the big mobile artillery stuff, which is, yeah, it's alright. Well, look at the wonderful advertising here. These are the, is it his 25th Panzer Grenadier? They're just, I say dire's probably a bit too harsh. They're just kind of, they're not great at anything. They're a bit subpar in some areas, and there's not much more to say about it. 16th Panzer, you've got big off KT tanks, and I guess it can be used in team games. Obviously it's a very different thing, but this is 1v1 tier list. They just don't have anything that can do much. As simple as that. I don't find them useful. They've got nothing special. They're weak in most areas, not strong. And then there's this this might be controversial, I believe, but this one, I think this division is great fun. I really like it. I really love the flavour of it. It's unique, it's different, but I do think it's really bad. Maybe I just don't know how to play it, but I've had fun playing it and fun getting hammered to death by them. I was trying to use the RT as AT with the heat on some of the RT, and yeah, it don't really work very well. They've got some great infantry, but I think they could work as a vanguard, crazy, mad rush, throw down tons of smoke kind of deck, kind of more like a VDV kind of deck, but with a different flavour to it. But they may be, I'll be willing to move them up to the next level, which would be strong in a specific situation, because generally I don't think any division is really bad for 1v1, bar like these two are particularly bad. The others can still do something. And in 1/16th, I always struggle with this one. I sometimes think it's better than it is, and I don't know. But I think they got really good recon and good armor and stuff. So if you need that kind of thing, and I believe they've got lots of Panthers. Do they have Pumas as well, or is that Lear? But I think Lear's got the Pumas actually. But they can do stuff. 184. This is one of my favourites. I used to play this a lot, more than almost anything other than Lovas. And it is better now, but I still think it falls a little bit off. But yeah, maybe I would be tempted to put that up its here, but yeah, I'd be pushing it. It can be, again, strong in a specific situation. It can do good work if you're up against a division that just has like some heavy tanks. not much in the way of medium or light armor. These things with the ISU 152s can do some work. Then you've got your smaller tanks to do some work as well. You got is it Valentine's, I believe, and some little Stuarts, but you can get around things okay. And the air's all right, but air's fallen off. That's kind of why I've brought it down more, because getting rid of the AA can be tricky. And 20 Panzer Grenadier, the Elephant Gang. I really love this division. I love playing it whenever I can, but don't get the opportunity to a lot of the time. Certainly not in league play, in competitive play. Well, yes, great fun. This can brutalize some divisions on some maps. So this is very much strong in a specific situation, but usually weak in most. If you're playing V for Victory, you can make infantry stretch out quite well. Surprisingly, you really can. Rapana, I would have put these up higher before, even though I watched Gonzo win with them the other day. I still think they've been hit too hard by the fact that AA's been buffed. Yeah, sorry if that rain is loud, so I have to shout a bit louder, I think. Yeah, I just think the AA's been buffed too much, and it's really hit Rapana quite hard, because the air tab was good for them, I always found. I had great fun with it. Bactina, I like these. These, again, off-map specific, forested areas. These can be brutal. They can cause a lot of damage. 352, again, this is one I've sort of tempted to put it up a tier, because I do like these. A lot of people think they're really, really weak. I found the Yak Panther, sorry, I found it does good work. And you get nice recon at the start. So you can do like a really hard push to start, throw your opponent back and bring out a Yak Panther, maybe one in A, and then bring out a couple in B if you can, to force home your advantage. These guys are just weird and strange and good infantry, very few tanks, but it's more along the lines of these two divisions are kind of similar, I think. I'd say the Polish has better infantry, but these have got a bit more variety to what they can do. And they've got a fairly decent air. Oh my god, rain! Anyway, there's the South African division. Shout louder. I want to love this. I want this to be better, but I really wanted to put it in at least mid-tier, but I have to be honest, and the way I found it at the moment is it's just, the infantry is just far too lacking. Maybe there's a way to play it. I don't know how to play it yet. Maybe it's better than that. I just struggle getting anything out of it, to be honest. It's probably the way I'm playing it. Later they've changed, a bit weird. They've got Shreks in all their squads now and the half tracks, and don't know about them. I guess I'd be strong against heavy armor units. I've not played was it Pansari, the Finnish tank division, for a long time. I used to love playing these things, do mad tank rushes. So they probably can do. Whoa, no space for messages. Excuse me, what the hell is this about? This might be an important diac sensor. Oh, just I think it's my results from my COVID test again. Anyway, blah blah blah. Yeah, these if you're doing mad tank rushes and stuff, and you can throw in the infantry after, the Jakari still do all right, even though the Molotov's been nerfed a bit. Ninth, just all round, I find them too weak. The infantry is just too weak. It's cheap, but it's just too weak. And if you can get it all in there, it just all dies. And it has like one really strong card of infantry with the SVT rifle things, but I just think it's quite weak. Korok as well, very specific. Zombie spam. Get some tigers later on, but it's not something I would say is an average thing to bring in. And these guys, I just don't quite see how they do. I think these are a bit like the GD, was it Grosse Deutschland division in a way, but like a bit worse than them, because of the infantry just seems a bit doesn't really do much. Anyway, the next tier, which I would say these are the more balanced. So unlike in this area, these again they can be strong in certain areas, but overall I wouldn't say they're balanced. If any of them here was kind of balanced, I might I might sort of play Korok maybe, this one maybe a bit, this one maybe a bit, but I don't, that sort of push. This Piacciotti, this could beat Gorpate to be honest, but they just, there's a really solid division, balanced. Specific strengths of these, I wouldn't say it has any massive strength. It's got a few little strengths to it. It's just an all-round, very nice, solid division, I would say. Harteneck, it's got its limitations. It's more of I'd say it's more of a maverick division in my mind. It can do some good work. I do enjoy this division quite a lot. I believe, what was it, Adkurds? Was it Attack Power Gaming guy? He was going on about this. He really likes playing them, and I agree, they're good. And he was going about the lack of AA, but you get the 220 mils out, and if you upvet them, you get 2 for the price of 1, so you can get a substantial number of them. So it kind of helps out as well. Plus, with AA being buffed up as much as it has recently, it did make Harteneck even better than it was before. Not that it was amazing before. 84, just solid, medium, bit of everything, solid, simple Soviet division. These guys, I also forget which one's which. Is this Viborg or Bizuluglo? The other one's over here. So I imagine this is the one with the Churchills and stuff, who's got a bit of variety and does some work. These guys, yeah, I don't know a lot about these to be honest. I used to play them a bit, but I never really sort of focused in on them. It's been a while since I've looked at them. These guys, Gewürzjäger, I really enjoy them. I think they're great. The infantry is cheap, amazing. That's their main strength. Lacking in the tank department, but you can make up for it with the baby Stug things. They do good. Tartalek, I really enjoy these. These are great. These are very, very balanced deck. I would say, as I mentioned on someone else's YouTube channel, I think these are really good for beginner players, simply because you have 1 card of Stugs in A, 1 card of Stugs in B. You get some Marder 2s in B as well. You've got a solid base of armor there, and you've not got too many tanks to worry about, so you can babysit them a bit and play with them and learn how to use them a bit better. You've got almost endless infantry with the disheartened units, and they're really cheap and they last. You can just keep throwing them in. It's a forgiving division. The off map moves in super fast units, so it's like 80 kilometers an hour or maybe more. They can fly in there. They've got like 3 rounds each. You can get two in B, you get 3 in C. You get 2 cards of the damn things, and you can just use those to help hold the line, to push back an offensive push from your opponent. I really enjoy them. They're good, and the cheap planes. Everything's just cheap. Everything's super cheap. So it's like, oh my god, I need a cheap, quick answer to what he's doing here. You can get that. You get cheap planes, some heavy resistance fighters, some normal sort of BF 109 kind of fighters, or a bit, not the best ones, but they do the job together combined. Bit of AA in there. I love them. They're really good. These guys, amazing infantry. I'm fairly new to them. I'm not sure. Maybe they should be down here. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I'm on the fence between here and here. I want them to be good. I've not played them enough to know, but I've had games where they've just destroyed and have just done so well, but it's taking advantage of the infantry that does that. That's why I say it's a specific strength. The infantry's really strong. The 4 Brens, it's a lot. Even though the Brens, there are 4 of them. Really nice squads in there. 10th tank. Medium. They're just like medium, run-of-the-mill Soviet division. Get solid baseline of infantry in there, solid line of tanks in there. I think you get a 44 in there, so you get 1 card of 44, I believe, so you get some 2k range. They're solid. And another one of my favourites, 14th Infantry. I really like these. I just find them to do a lot better than people think. People tend to put them down into the bottom 2 tiers, like down here or down here. I don't find them to be like that. At one point I was thinking they were more up in A tier, the tier above, but it depends. They can be like that. So say they've got their strengths, but overall it's more, they're a very balanced division. You've got the what they called? Oh my god, I can't think of the called. Excuse me a minute. Mm. Oh, the rain has stopped, so I can stop shouting. What was I saying about these things? The what was I rambling about? I forgot the name of the infantry, but they got the infantry. They bring them in half tracks in B, and they're kind of a bit more elite, and they just give a bit more punch to them. I do like them for that. And you get the Shidorungs with their AT rifles. They're good. They're just all around. They're pretty nice, solid things. In the same respect, the 122nd, the Finnish one here, nice. I do like these as well. I've not played with these for a while, to be honest, not since they updated the AA and stuff, but I used to play with these a fair bit and have good success with them. The Krupps can take out anything, any tanks that you want to get rid of, even though it's a bit of a pricey AT gun. But they do good work as an HE gun. You just need to back them up with some, need to protect them a bit. And you get some, just the plain old simple Stug tanks in there doing their thing. Infantry, you get the Finnish infantry, which is cheap in slower vehicles, but it's cheap, and you can throw that out in A, and they can do work. They're very cost efficient for what they do, and then flesh them out with some grenadiers, bring in more P-Gren Panzerfaust later on. It's a good solid unit. The air is pretty decent. I don't believe they have off map. They've got decent artillery. They're just fairly balanced all round unit, I would say. Not for a new player as well. Maybe a bit more specialised, a bit more difficult to pick up. For 14th Infantry, I'd say it might be a bit more suited to a new player, kind of, because you get some nice recon vehicles with this as well. Now, Gorna Strelki. Not played these for a long time. Fantastic unit, but I say specific strength. The BT whatever, I always forget the numbers. The BT7, BT9. They're just super fast tanks, crazy, great cheap units for mashing people up. Same thing with VDV. Yeah, really, 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 really nice. They both take. I would recommend anyone try these out and play with them a bit and get used to playing with them. It's a different style of play, but both of these two is a similar kind of get in people's faces quick, and they're kind of infantry-based squads more than anything. But VDV has lots of T-34s in it. 21st Panzer, I put up here because they got the cheap off map. I had a little bit of experiment with them. They seem to do okay. And if you want to throw on a late King Saiga, then you can do that. Toulon, ridiculously powerful AA, shockingly powerful, insane. So that is a very specific strength. They've got great infantry as well. Tanks have got sod all, but overall, if you play your cards right with these things, you can do great things with them. 29th, tanks forever, but sort of a bog standard Soviet division, does nice. This is like I kind of view this a little bit like an upgraded or slightly more in-your-face version of the 184. They've got the great flavor units in here, which do a lot of work. You've got the ISU 152 and the other one, the SS version, which is a bit better. And they got the availability on cars got buffed for those things. So, and the brutal weapons are really good. Ski Jaeger, just Ski Jaeger things. Pretty good, cheap infantry, like kind of a bit like a poor man's 28th in a way, but with some random crap thrown in. You get some T-34 85 43s, I believe, or is it the 44 versions? Monte, I don't massively rate these. I struggle against them, but I don't quite understand why sometimes. And they've got great infantry, they've got a fair bit of air tab, tank there. They might be down here more, but it's one of those where lots of people disagree about these. I think fairly balanced if they're like that. It's like depends where you're going. 26 I would usually put down here, but now I'm seeing them more and more. They're stepping up more. The IL2s are really handy now because they stand up to the fire of the AA, and you can pick off some tanks here and there with them. They seem to be doing all right from what I can tell. 77 Hobo Tango's renowned mustard men. What are they like? I've played them a bit. They were strong. I think they're just balanced. They can do a lot. GD again, in line with these guys, but I just feel that these have better infantry and a bit more options. These I don't know much about them, to be honest. Panzerner, the lack of infantry is why I put this all the way down in. I have put these sort of in order of where I think they are, but it's vague order, not specific order. Yeah, Panzerner, I just find them. They're an all-in kind of rush division. The lack of infantry can be annoying. They can do really well. Their specific strength is the charge in, headlong, fast tanks, get in the face, and you can do some damage. You can play a bit of a long game with them as well, and they've got the Fireflies, which are brutal. That's their strength. Third tank. This used to be one of the strongest divisions in the game. Now, I put it just about the balance. You get some IS-2s in there and stuff, and the usual Soviet gear, which is fairly solid. Fifth tank. I keep meaning to play this more. I don't think it's as weak as people say. I think it is quite a balanced division. It's not particularly strong in any area, but it's kind of middle of the road. And this is probably another one which is good for new players, but if you do play this division, then don't go crazy with the tanks so much. Just ease off a bit. You don't need to keep bringing in tanks, but just have a lot of infantry there. Just keep the tank supply coming in to support the massive infantry. And these guys I have fun with. They've got the crazy mortars and stuff, and yeah, they can be alright. I've had some fun with them. I think they're fairly balanced-ish. Alright, and finally up to strong in most situations. That's what I call this. Sturm 78th. Yeah, they are strong in most situations. Great range on the vehicles for taking things out 2k. Infantry, varied, really good. Good in sort of forested areas. All around solid. The 8th Indian, I want to play these more because I love Gurkhas, as you might have heard. They're really nice. They seem really solid. I've not played them much myself. I've had people play against me with them, and they seem damn strong. The artillery seems like something that you really need to get your head around. The Gurkhas are nice and strong, although I want them to be stronger. Maybe I was a bit over the top with my passion there, but they need to put a bigger knife on the model at least. It looks like they've got a bloody kitchen knife on them. They need a, what they call the Kutri, is it a Kutri rifle or something? The Kutri knife? Something like that, but it's vicious. Anyway, yeah, New Zealand, yeah, strong. You can do, it's a flexible deck with solid infantry. Yeah, the oh, what infantry is it? The bloody, is it the Greek guys? It is, isn't it? They're nuts. What they called? Ancient Greek. Oh, yeah, the hoplite kind of people. Yeah, they do some work. 43rd, really good. Strafniki squads, amazing. Great tanks, usual Soviet stuff. Blindata. I've not played this anywhere near as much as I possibly should. Strong infantry, strong tank tab, strong air. AA's alright. Everything's pretty good. Good mortars and stuff, really good. Lots of nice support weapons. And Rizita. I will get it out. Rizita AT gun, excellent. Second tank, solid. 2k range, T-34 85 44s, solid Soviet infantry, nice recon vehicles, P2 heavy load, heavy resistance bombers which are fast. Really, say no more. Good. Night 7, solid. They got the off map from the Bactina. You only use 1 in B or 2 in C, which can literally turn the game on its head. So that's strong in and of itself. Other than that, they're just a really solid spine Soviet division. First Falsch, they got Felsenjäger, Felsen Pioneers and whatnot. Yeah, solid. Good. Lovash. One of my favourite divisions, one I've definitely played the most, and that's not here just because I'd usually put it in its own tier at the top of everything. But no, seriously, it's it is strong in most situations. If you're even on some really long range maps, then you've got an open field, you can see what's coming, you can prepare, bring in your clusters, destroy any tanks you need to. You can play the air game, and you've got some cheap off map which can stop things. You can get lots of Tyrans in the town causing lots of problems. Nimrods, probably in my opinion the best AA unit in the game, and yeah, I just think they're solid. And the infantry, of course, the infantry is just really tough, really tough. 12 SS, these are just a nightmare. They can be, well, especially because I used to play these a lot with Lovas against Suntir and always get beat by him, because they've got great AA, they've got great infantry, they've got very limited infantry though. There is a weakness in there, but everything else is really strong for them. But it's a very elite kind of division, but they do solid work. 15th Scots, I still think these are really strong division. I played against Durdles recently, so you can go and look at that replay if you want in League, and you'll see what I mean about them being diverse. You can play them. You can play them for the early game, for the late game, for the mid game. You can focus on using lots of off map. You can build up a strong tank force, which is really good. I mean, the Churchill 7s or the Crocodile, basically, the Crocodile with the Flamer. Now the Flamer's been boosted as well. I want to see how that's going to affect the Crocodile, because the Flamers look really good now, the Flamer tanks and stuff. But they've also got they've got the Wasps in there you can use. And yeah, but those Churchill 7s, they can just take shots to the face like you wouldn't believe. They're really good. Yeah, they're a surprisingly powerful unit. And the planes, and yeah, they're just good. If there's any sort of weakness here, I'd say it's probably the AA, but A has been buffed, so it kind of helps it out a bit. For Falch, this is weaker than the other two Fallschirmjäger units, I would say. It just seems, again, I've not played it enough to know, it's just my initial impression, I could be completely wrong, but I kind of feel like you get the harder, tougher tanks. I would rather not have them. I'd rather have some cheaper stuff in there. 20th Panzer, always solid pick, middle of the road. Well, not middle of the road, but yeah, they're strong. 3rd Armoured, again, strong, half tracks, bazooka infantry, pain in the ass. 26th Panzer, I think it's a different version of the 21st in a way. A lot of people are saying the same thing. Oh, and yeah, but I think these are a bit weak on the air side, but they're strong in most situations. They might be more of a balanced, but I'm not sure exactly. So I should probably put them down a peg or two, because I'm not exactly sure where they're at. Jaeger solid. Stugs, great infantry. Butler, I don't know about this now. I might have to change my mind and move this, because I think strong in most situations is, I don't know about this. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna put it right down to the bottom here though, because I'm really not sure about this. The more I think about it, because it does seem to be really strong in some situations, but in others it's just like you can't do anything with the damn things. But it's more because of the phase locked infantry. If you can get into B phase with them, they can do work. I think I'm more inclined to play these as a sort of a Vanguard or a Maverick division, and using a lot of the armor to get in amongst and the planes. But that can be countered fairly easily by some divisions. So I don't know. Maybe it should be more sort of in this area down here. But anyway, I'm going to leave it up there for now. Tatra, yeah, you can flame spam, be annoying. They've just got longevity. They're a bit like a stronger version of Tartalek. Funnily enough, they've got the same symbol almost here. That needs to be changed. I've not got a new symbol. Disgraceful. Yeah, but yeah, I think it's just like a bit more of an expensive a more luxury version of Tartalik. I would kind of class them like that in a weird way, but I do prefer Tartalik myself. Second infantry, lots of people like these, have great success with them. Super fast, crazy tanks, what they call the Wildcats. I can't play them. I always get beat when I play them. I don't know how to use them. I know how to beat them, but I don't know how to use them. I don't like them. But I put them here strong in most situations because everyone else seems to have a pretty good time with them. Also, this might be a bit of a controversial one. Blinde, the French. I still think the rush is a good tactic, and it can work really well with these, and they do have decent infantry as well. The smoke planes, you can do some crazy shenanigans with that, so they can be really strong. They can do a lot of work, but they're much more of an early game play. Vanguard even, or Maverick, I wouldn't play them balanced. That would be madness, I think. But you know, who knows? I don't play them much myself, but I do rate them still. Fifth Cav, I don't play these barely at all, to be honest. I don't really rate them that highly. I think they're alright, they do okay. I think Lovas is better, much better. But lots of people, I kind of defer knowledge to other people here, because this has always been, like people say, a strong division. It's got great infantry, yeah, great snipers and stuff, amazing. But I just find it a bit lacking in other areas, to be honest. Should move this up further. I think Hermann Göring should be go further up. Yeah, these are, yeah, Big Boom, Sturmtiger, yum yum yum, amazing. I love it. It's crazy. Solid infantry, solid all round. They're kind of like balanced, but tier up. Everything is solid and above solid. Really nice. 7th mech, 3rd mech. 7th mech is the one which is better. Put that up here. You actually get the what is it there? ISU 152 SS. I think you believe you get in this, and you get a ton of other medium tanks and stuff. I can't quite remember, but they're good. They're good. It's more like it's a numbers game with these. You get a lot of stuff to deal with, lots of situations. They're versatile. 3rd mech along the same lines, more in the Sherman department now, I believe. Tyrona, these are, I like these as well. Good Soviet thing going on. Lots of T-34s. Viking, yeah, pretty strong, pretty solid. I think they're a bit like Jaeger, but minus the decent an infantry as them. And finally, into the top, which is exceptional. 6 airborne. I'd say this is exceptional. And I just want to make one thing clear. I do not think any of these divisions are overpowered. I do not think any of them are unbeatable. I do not think any of them should always be banned. It depends on the map a fair bit. One I do tend to always ban, almost always I would say, is 17th SS, because they're fast and they're annoying as hell, and the what they call those not disheartened, the fanatical infantry, they're brutal. I think these stand up very well to Fallschirmjäger because they've just got more tanks. Yes, well, let's start at the bottom here. 3rd Fallschirmjäger. I used to sort of put it down here a bit. Now I would say, yeah, it is exceptional, it is good. But its weaknesses is in 2 areas. It depends how you build the deck, though, because a lot of people build a deck and they don't have any cheap infantry in there, the disheartened stuff. If you don't do that, then you might be setting yourself up for a fall. If you just keep on bringing in the super elite infantry, which costs a lot more, and you're playing against something else which can bring in more cheap infantry, you're just going to get outboxed, just pure numbers, because they can just fire mortars in. That can deal with Fallschirmjäger. And also another area where they lack is in the armor department. The biggest strength I would say for these is the LG42s. They have a card in A and card in B. It's really annoying to deal with those damn things. They can kill tanks and kill infantry. They're really powerful. These are pretty new. Task Force 45. I've been seeing crazy plays with the converted gunners, so that's why I've put them in here. I've not really tried them out much myself or played against them much myself, but from what I've seen, they look pretty damn exceptional in terms of just spamming out infantry forever. 44 off-map hell. I think we know about these. You can bring out a lot of off-map on these, and they've got the solid spine of the Soviet infantry and plenty of it. Really good. Another brutally strong division, I would say. 11th SS jet bombers. I'm not going to say much more than that. Just jet bombers, and they've got Pumas in there as well. Solid infantry. DFL. Solid infantry, great air. Tanks a bit, but it's mostly the airplay. So if you can, well, I played against someone who's like roughly about the same level as me, and I was playing 20th Pigren against DFL, and they did beat me, but I was like playing around bringing out elephants and was playing on sell, so I was just like having a bit of fun, and I held them off for a hell of a long time, and I feel like if I didn't keep bringing in the elephants at the end, I could have beat them, because the AA on these is exceptionally strong. So yeah, if you got good AA, you can take these down. I think Lovas could take these. I think they could take them, as long as you keep your Nimrod safe. But the most important thing about beating DFL is you got to hit them hard, you got to hit them fast, because once they start getting artillery in to take out the AA, then it's kind of like you've got nothing to deal with their planes. Then the planes are coming in, then it gets hairy. The longer the game goes on, the stronger DFL gets, I find. And yeah, I've mentioned these already. 17th SS, really fast, annoying, strong. And 6 airborne. The phase lock stuff, infantry, fantastic. Upgraded availability for that high veterancy is insane. You don't need to bring a commander with them. There's not much need for that, other than to like maybe upvet your AA, which could be worthwhile. They lack a bit in the AA. Their planes are amazing. Their recon tanks in B are just absolutely insane. Get some nice off map in there. They can be fast. They can go long game, short game, but along the same lines of DFL. I think the longer you let them build up and accrue a lot of planes, then you're gonna lose, I think. But also, they get, in a long game, they get better tanks as a game goes on, and you get the 17 pounders. Yeah, 17 pounders are what makes this division. Is it this? Do they have 17? I can't remember now. Yeah, this division. 17 pounders can turn a game. Any 2k range AT weaponry is really good. Anyway, that's enough of that ramble. So hope that's useful. No, I don't really care. Okay, goodbye. Done.